Who will accompany Trump in his second term? By name, new figures will accompany Trump in his second term. With the start of the second week of the presidential transition, President-elect Donald Trump's list of key political employees began to crystallize. According to the American magazine Foreign Policy, the names and positions came as follows. Elise Stefanik as president-elect. Appointed New York Representative Elise Stefanik as his ambassador to the United Nations, a position held in his first term by Nikki Haley. Earlier, Trump said that Haley and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will not be asked to join his new administration. Tom Homan, Trump's second candidate, is Tom Homan, the former acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Trump wrote in a post on his social media platform Truth Social that Homan will be responsible for U.S. border policy and will oversee the deportation of all illegal immigrants to their Susie Wiles. This is in addition to Susie Wiles, Trump's co-campaign manager, whom he appointed as White House Chief of Staff last week. Wiles would be the first woman in U.S. history to hold the position. Stephen Miller. Trump is expected to tap Stephen Miller, a key ally and immigration advisor in his first administration, as Deputy White House Chief of Staff for Policy. CNN reported Kristi Noem and Doug Burgum, two Republican governors, Kristi Noem of South Dakota and Doug Burgum of North Dakota, are reportedly under consideration for the post of Interior Secretary. Burgum is also believed to be a candidate for Energy Secretary, as is former Energy Secretary Dan Brouillette. According to Foreign Policy, other positions in the incoming Trump administration, including all members of his cabinet, have yet to be confirmed, but the magazine has reviewed some of the potential names in the incoming Trump, including Brian Hook, who served as Director of Policy Planning and Special Envoy for Iran in the first Trump administration, is expected to lead the transition team at the State Department, according to CNN. Robert Wilkie. According to Politico, former Secretary of Veterans Affairs Robert Wilkie is leading the Defense Department transition team. Former Democratic Representative Peter Deutsch has expressed interest in becoming the next U.S. ambassador. According to the Jewish Insider, Senator Tom Cotton has said he will not accept an offer for a cabinet position, despite being a top candidate. According to Axios, possible state name as Politico reported that since Marco Rubio and Bill Hagerty and former acting director of national intelligence Richard Grenell have been mentioned as potential contenders for Secretary of State. Other names as potential contenders for top positions include Representative Mike Waltz, Keith Kellogg, former Chief of Staff at the National Security Council Kash Patel, former Chief of Staff at the Pentagon, former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe, former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien, and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense Elbridge Colby.